Breaking news, they're dropping like flies. Ladies and gentlemen, I cannot stress this enough. They are dropping like flies. I binge read the entire manga series of Kimetsu no Yaiba. I mean, I left off on chapter 120, 130, something like that, and I had quite a ways to catch up. I literally ended off on chapter 180, and I wanted to give myself a fresh pair of eyes, so I didn't make a chapter review for 181, but I'm here for 182 to tell you they are dropping. The Demon Slayer corpse in general is dropping. The pillars are dropping. My God. This is how I imagined other anime war arcs to go. I'm just putting this out there. Now, people dying isn't the end-all, be-all, but you have to operate on some scale of realism when it comes to a war arc. You cannot go through a war and people be unscathed in the totality. Naruto Shippuden's war arc, people really came out unscathed. Yeah, you could make the... Okay, I'm not about to talk about other anime, but you understand what I'm talking about. Naruto's war arc, Fairy Tail's war arc, war arcs in general really don't operate on this scale of what Kimetsu no Yaiba is giving us. People are dropping. Ladies and gentlemen of the Hyuga clan. Now, before I hop into this, go plus ultra and smash that subscribe button. It lets me know that you're rocking with the content that I'm putting out here on this channel. And without further ado, let's get into this review. Now, Kimetsu no Yaiba, chapter 182. My God. At this point, Muzan is looking untouchable. Untouchable. Why is that he is looking untouchable? Because basically, he is, if not 100% recovered, he's a strong 90% recovered, and he's a demon, which means he can regenerate. At this point, you can't take his head off. They're really focusing on trying to get this man out into the sunlight in order to kill him. That's their only bet. To make matters worse, nobody is at 100% amongst the pillars for whoever's left alive of the pillars. Let's keep that in mind, okay? Nobody's at 100%. Everybody is broken, bruised, battered, or missing some limb, eye, ear, fractured ribs, stubbed toes, stubbed pinky toes to keep that amount. So you know if you stub the pinky toe, you're down for 45 fucking minutes. Check this out. Okay? Tanjiro is all but zoned out in this chapter. Okay? He is down for the fucking... okay. Let me not say he's down, okay? He is mentally at his wit's end because he understands that for the first time ever that Muzan, he cannot be killed by cutting off his neck. He just simply can't. That is the realization that Tanjiro has come to in this chapter, in chapter 182, and he realizes that he has to somehow find a way in order to get him out into the sunlight in order to kill him. That's the plan, right? So he has to basically stall for time until the other pillars that are left alive can somehow make their way to him in order to offer assistance. Now, of course, if you are up to date with Kimetsu no Yaiba, you understand that the other pillars, for whoever's left alive, if you're not caught up and you're just watching this video because you subscribe to the channel, thank you, first and foremost. But whoever is left alive of the pillars, they're not at 100%. I off the top of my head, no. I know for a fact. Nobody in the pillars are at 100% currently. They get to fighting instantly. In the middle of Tanjiro thinking, they're scrapping. Okay? Muzan, at this point, his arms are just extending like whips and just lashing about ferociously to Tanjiro, and this is just fucking him up in its totality. He sees an opening, he goes in for Muzan. For whatever reason, I don't know why. Because literally in the first page of this chapter, he states himself, we have to get him into the sunlight, we can't take his neck. Why are you rushing into this man, Muzan? Why are you rushing into him? My first thought was he's letting you rush in. He's letting this happen. And what happens after that? What happens after that, ladies and gentlemen of the Hyuga clan? Muzan takes Tanjiro's eye. Bro, think of the last time something drastic has happened to one of Shonen's main protagonists. Or not even just the main protagonist. When was the last time something drastic happened to a main character in Shonen? This man is now down an eye. What does that mean? That means this man has no depth perception at all on the right side of his body. He has to rely solely on his left eye and what can he do? He smell. That's right. He's the one who can smell really good. So Tanjiro's the one who has that real strong sense of smell. So he has to rely completely on his sense of smell and his left side of the body dominantly, because he can't see on the right side. He loses depth perception. He has the exact same issue, not the exact same issue. You remember what the issue Kakashi ran into back in the Kakashi Gaiden when was it his right eye? No, it was his left eye. Whatever eye Kakashi lost, he couldn't see the boulders coming, and that's what ended up killing Obito in the end, because he couldn't see the boulder falling. So Obito had to sacrifice himself in order to get Kakashi out of there when he was a child. Tanjiro is now a liability on the battlefield. I don't care how you feel. I don't care what you say. I would rather him have lost an arm than for him to have lost a eye, because you need your 20/20 vision. You need to be able to use your peripheral vision, and he has an entire half of his body as a blind spot right now. Okay? He is a true detriment to everybody who he is fighting with right now. He's a liability. I need him out. Check. All right. After Muzan takes Tanjiro's eye, he's basically like, yo, I know what y'all trying to do. Y'all trying to buy time and wait for the sun, but joke's on you. The sun does not reach down into this fortress. We are too deep into this, my fortress, his fortress, for sun to penetrate this far. At this point, Muzan begins fucking with them. And he's basically like, you're trying to buy time for the other pillars to get here, but can you really manage with just 3 pillars? A light goes off in these kids' head, and they're like, 3? And then Muzan starts messing with them. He's like, the pillar and the striped Haori and the woman pillar already seem to have been killed by my subordinate. You just flash to these images of Kanroji Iguro just laid out. Like, the images that are being seen right now, they're dead. Like, they're taken out for the fucking count. And I'm like, up until this point, I mean, people were dropping like flies, okay? So, at this point in the chapter, I'm like, fuck it, they're dead. There's no way around it. Fuck it, I don't know how they're going to make this shit happen. I was like, look, Tanjiro, you're going to have to blow the roof off this fortress and let Shine just rain down upon Muzan. That's your only option at this point. You're not boxing Muzan with your swordsmanship with one eye. You're just not doing it, okay? But Tanjiro, he goes into a whole rage, and Muzan just keeps up the attack, right? Tanjiro trips, falls. Everyone's tripping and fucking falling like they're white girls in scary movies. Then out of nowhere, out of fucking left field, Kanroji pops up and is like, stop that shit. Who pops up next? My boy Iguro. And he's still being a jackass. And he's like, you'll just become a hindrance, Brad. You should get out of here now. Like, just get out while you can. Because, I mean, you can't see it, bro. And Tanjiro was like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad that you're alive. But Iguro was like, yo, worry about yourself. Like, I am in peak condition compared to what you are right now, okay? You can't see out of your right eye. Your whole right side of your body is useless. And then Muzan has a spaz. He has a meltdown. And he was like, Nakima, what are you doing? He's like, yo, what the fuck happened? And then you get this image of, you know what? I'm not even going to hold you. I don't even know what this man's name is. I'm going to just put the image up on the screen for y'all. He's manipulating the brain of this woman, Nakima, and fuck it. Fuck it. But I know who it is, okay? This is Tomoyo's, like, errand boy, okay? This is him. If you remember the first season of Kimetsu no Yaiba, he's the one that would have the invisibility or masking presence demon blood art where, you know, he could hide things and make them invisible and hide the presence of them. He is all in a fucking rage at this point. But what makes this chapter crazy is that he is controlling the demon that blood demon art is able to shift the fortress to however she wants, right? Muzan is in his fortress, but he is in his fortress that she controls. That's the dangerous part about this. She controls the fortress. Now that she is under the Demon Slayer Corp's control, all he has to do is literally wait to the sunlight and then shift the fortress above ground into the sunlight, and Muzan is dead. This has just become a very easy game of cat and mouse. They have to hold Muzan off, and he has to be able to shift the fortress around to keep Muzan from getting to her. She also cannot be allowed to gain control at all. I don't know how long he can hold this ability, but he needs to hold it for as long as fucking possible if they hope to defeat Muzan. My God, Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, is turning the fuck up in the shonen manga world. Okay? But that is all I have for y'all today for this chapter. If you are new, hit the subscribe button. Like, comment, share, all that fancy stuff. And like always, keep it safe and wrap it tight. I'm out.
Copy. UAV beginning flyover. Enemy in the back alley. We're halfway there. Going. Cargo container. Returning to resupply.
Enemy spotted.
Enemy at the center. Allied UAV overhead. Enemy UAV overhead.